free ball from Wennis. Got to make sure that both teams don't give each other those overpasses.
Brad Keller in his 5th year, now 3rd straight year guiding the Trojans back to the NCAA tournament. Played his college ball at LMU. All 4 of our coaches this week in Austin were from California. Of course, that includes Jared Elliott. That one finds its way inside the back lawn.
Skinner with her first kill of the match up against the triple block of USC. We saw that plenty with the Trojans against UTA. They are very good at finding 3 players against a hitter.
Skinner with the serve, the All-American. Famwina got the touch, got the point. A side out for USC. Well, former USC Trojan interim head coach, and now 24 years later, what a run he's had here in Austin. 3 national championships, including the last 2 years. Did it as the 1 seed in 2022, a 2 seed last year. This year, hoping to get the job done as a 3 seed. Nice slide by Ames. And a free ball, and ultimately off the pin. Last touch by Texas.
Tuaninga is 5'9". Remember that, because she will get kills for her team even though she is a setter. She is also number 44 in the Big Ten in total blocks. She is that utility player.
Was first team all Big Ten. After her final year in the Pac-12, claimed all conference honors as well. Carlson finds Skinner gliding to the net. Block up front by Ames. They'll go back to Anyanwu, the freshman. Big swing from Wennis down the line is in, as Texas back within 4.
Wennis has really stepped up in the last few matches. She is so confident this season because of her shot selection. Watch that roll shot go perfectly to that corner. No way any player at USC would touch that.
So Relapini, the freshman out of Hawaii, with the serve. And it'll be a free ball for Texas. Cannot initially put it away. And no recovering for USC.
Skinner with the kill, still a little bit out of system. Carlson not able to find the perfect set for her, but Skinner still able to make production happen.
This is Texas's 18th match this year against an NCAA tournament qualifying opponent. Obviously, second straight day against an NCAA tournament team. As Texas is struggling to win its serve, USC inches back up by 4 as Anyanwu will take a seat, rotating off.
Anyanwu with the kill by the tip. Brad Keller said she is one of the most physical players. She can score even when she's not having that all-out arm swing. Emma Halter, she's making sure she uses her footwork to back up so there's no overpass, opening up Singletary to have that huge split in the block.
Another free ball for Texas. It was Tuaninga who kept it over. Rutherford will shoot it back over to the Trojans. And a miscue by Texas, and able to pounce his aerial.
And Rutherford already knows what happened there. She overpassed it, gave USC the kill. That's something that she probably will not let happen 2 times in a match.
Texas hitting just .071 after hitting yesterday .383 against A&M Corpus Christi. Serve here from the senior, Mia Tuaninga. Right down the drag, Mariana Singletary.
Perfect kill by Singletary, but again, USC does not want to serve Emma Halter. She will give Carlson a 3-option pass, and that's when Singletary can run the offense.
She was a 3-time SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Packs some offensive punch as well. Skinner gets in on the block party.
It only took a few points for Texas to take the momentum. Energy on the bench as well. Volleyball is a game of momentum. You get that by getting these huge blocks. An ISO block for Skinner, making sure she timed it perfectly.
And a moment later, the error after Texas had pulled within 2.
And USC wants to go on a run as long as possible. Batenhorst at the back line serving, and she is that player that can get those kills from the back row.
Allie Batenhorst, first team all Big Ten this year. One of the newcomers, stays within the conference, coming over from Lincoln, Nebraska. One more to send it back over. little miscommunication for USC. No harm done, but ultimately the error sending that one wide.
Rare error by Ariel. She was trying to go for the kill rather than make sure that ball stayed in play, looking for that left front real estate. Just a little more in, it would have dropped.
And she hit 429 yesterday, helping snap UT Arlington's 20-match winning streak in the opening round. Tuaninga choosing Batenhorst. Batenhorst able to win the point as the Trojans maintaining the advantage will grow it to 3.
What a set from Tuaninga. Pulled her off the net. She side sets it effortlessly to Batenhorst. I honestly thought Tuaninga was going to the outside. She can flick that ball anywhere she wants on the court.
Mia already has 4 assists here early on. Just needs 2 more to tie the all-time program mark. A third one to put her name all by herself. And a service miscue will pull Texas within a pair.
Yesterday's USC match against UTA was a very low match of service errors. We saw a lot of strong serves, not many in the net. Only 1 so far for the Trojans.
Akana now in her 3rd year at Texas after beginning at Nebraska. And it's her 2nd service error here in the opening set.
Akana is that player for Texas who goes on the runs from the service line. Again, she had the ace for the match win in the national championship 2 seasons ago. Jarrett Elliott said he looked at her before she served and said, "You're going to ace it," and she did. So she has that confidence, just getting those errors out of the way early.
Texas.
Famuina taking all the momentum with this perfect block. UC Favor a little late to get over, but Famuina still able to press perfectly and keep that ball in the court.
Adanya Famuina, the pride of Long Beach. And again, USC was also pretty clean yesterday, just 4 service errors compared to their 7 aces against UT Arlington. Skinner. Batenhorst from the back row. And we'll stay on Texas' side. 15-11. Pretty ideal start here for the Trojans. They are hoping to fight on for their first regional semifinal in 7 years. Right now, up on Texas by 4.
Trojans have middles that can come in. They have such a deep depth. He has 4 middles that you could go to and get blocks from anywhere. USC having also the spot of number 4 in the nation team when it comes to total blocks.
Now, part of that blocking effort is Leah Ford. We did not see her yesterday. She was a game-time decision. She was again in warm-ups today. We still have not seen the standout freshman who is 2nd-team All-Big Ten. Another one of their Texans out of Keller. We will see if she is able to step into any big spots today. If they are going to make a run and end a 7-year drought getting to the regional semifinals, they may need her. But she's been suited up for each of these 2 matches. Batenhorst. 10-on. Mariana Singletary.
Singletary, who blocking at Jarrett Elliott said has made huge strides for us, and especially when your team is down, you are hoping Singletary gets the chance to grab the momentum for your team. Great vision and lining up with the blocker, with the hitter.
And she was stuck on that depth chart behind Asia O'Neal in recent years. Has really emerged when given the opportunity here. Nice recovery by the Trojans. Too tall for Wennis on the set from Carlson.
Miscommunication. That set looked pretty low from Carlson, giving Wennis the rip, but it looked like Wennis took off a little bit early, leaving no time for her to get that ball once it actually was set.
A couple of transfers. Wennis 2 years ago from Minnesota. Carlson this past offseason from Baylor. Skinner from the back row. Skinner finds the hardwood. 3rd kill early on for Maddie.
When your team needs momentum, give it to Maddie Skinner. She is your lifeline, especially for a huge kill. She flies into the net, making it look like she's a block in front of her. She'll go through the hands, off the hands. She doesn't even try to avoid the block half the time.
Another beauty from Carlson. Batenhorst will send it back over. It's long, and barring a touch, they will give the touch. It's 17-15 instead of a tied affair here in the opening frame.
Keller talks about how physical the Longhorns are, but Ariel is one of the most physical middle blockers in the league. How hard she hits, and she doesn't have to even snap her wrist. She puts that ball so deep in the court, which means the middle back could get it, but it's just too fast.
Tuaninga with the serve. A line drive finds Halter. Skinner denied, able to recover. Carlson over to Winnis on the right side. It's tight. Tuaninga could not salvage it.
Rare error from Tuaninga. And again, she's that player that has the leadership to move on from her mistakes. Every player is going to make massive mistakes no matter how important the match is. It's the great players that forget about it.
We already know she has a professional future available to her, drafted by the PVF to Atlanta. One of a couple of players, including Batenhorst, drafted in that PVF draft. Of course, a whole lot of former Longhorns will be playing right here in Austin for their professional careers with Love. Here is Batenhorst, the former Cornhusker, a two-time national runner-up with Coach Cook's squad. Skinner. Boy, you had Halter and Skinner both eyeing that ball, and then Halter remembered, oh yeah, that's Maddie Skinner. But Maddie could not keep it in play, and a timeout here by Jared Elliott. A grouping with UT Arlington, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and of course the Texas Longhorns here in Austin with a significant Lone Star State flavor.
The famous Texas student section led by Bevo hat guy. I give him a shout out every time, Lincoln. I'm not afraid to.
I mean, I have a feeling he's hopping on that jet to Atlanta once this one's over. And again, a miscue from Texas, but they'll live to keep this rally going. Tuaninga down the line, and just punched wide by Ariel.
Texas with the breath of relief because Ariel made this error that really was not forced whatsoever. Texas just out of system, really needs to find a spark on their side.
Longhorns have yet to be able to completely erase the early deficit. Batenhorst. Halter goes flying to keep this one alive. Tuaninga over the left pin. Great reaction at the net by Anyanwu. They'll calm things down. It's Skinner who puts it away. Texas with the composure, back within one.
Texas, that was one of their best plays yet. There was a huge dig from Halter, great block from Reagan Rutherford, and finally Skinner putting the ball down, getting that cut shot that wasn't dropping earlier. That's what Jared Elliott wants to see, top from bottom. USC really took off early on that set with momentum. They are not playing scared against Texas. When they have huge plays, they are going to the huddle right away. They are celebrating. Their body language looks really good right now. They're absolutely competing. This has turned into a really good first set. Little shaky at first. You saw the nerves getting out.
So much talent, so much experience on both sides of the net in front of another capacity crowd here at Gregory Gym. Halter. Batenhorst on the serve receive. Set up at the right pin. Big left arm swing of Madison Peach.
Peach, who Brad Keller said is the team's silent assassin. She has no bad days, and he called her a soldier mainly because of how hard she hits. And look at her going through that split.
So the Trojans avoid trailing. Could be 5 points away from taking the first set from Texas in this year's postseason. Skinner. I feel like Avery Skinner hit the apex of her jump and still found a way to climb an extra couple of inches to get on top of that one.
Avery does jump high too, and so does Maddie right here. You can see that ball landing in the middle of the court. Yesterday against the Islanders, Maddie came out tipping a lot. Against USC, she's coming out hitting hard, so when she tips, you know she's going for the kill.
All right, Akana back to serve. Trying to give the Longhorns the late lead. It's not going to happen. Favor on Yanwu, doing Texas no favors.
And Yawu and Tuaniga have that perfect connection down. Middle blockers and setters are the last one to find that chemistry because it is so hard to know exactly where that hitter wants the ball.
Aiden Ames, not the only standout freshman middle blocker at the net in this one. And a serve back to Megan Verbeest. Skinner, kinder, gentler approach. Verbeest will keep this one alive. Batenhorst will just send it back over to Texas. Down the line to Maddie. 21 apiece.
One of the hardest things it would be in passing against Maddie Skinner is deciding where to put your base. Look how far back the right back is. They are expecting a hard line shot. Then Skinner sees that and punishes you by going right over the block with a tip.
And again, the Trojans will inch back ahead. 3 points away from taking set one against the two-time defending champions. This is Gray Gosnell, her first serve today. A regular yesterday at the service line, the transfer from Indiana. Carlson goes to Winnis. Great dig by Gosnell on the back row. Free ball to Texas. Akana. Winnis past the double block. 22-22. Back and forth affair here on the 40 acres.
Winnis and Carlson showing that connection. Winnis got the kill off that high set, but also early on, Carlson did give her the rip, and it worked out. USC had a great dig, but that set did not work earlier in the set.
We talk about all the championships this team at Texas has won. For the freshmen like Rella Binney, they're still looking for their first.
Set with a kill from your middle. That just shows everything is going right. Your serve receive, the center connection, it's perfect.
I just wish that bench would loosen up a little.
On both sides.
And just destroying a ball, and yet Wen is still able to track it down after the big swing from Famwina. They'll go right back to the source denied. Fool me once, fool me twice, not going to happen.
Back in front defense from Texas. This is a dig that only Emma Halter could get. Look at that reaction and how high that ball goes. She not only keeps it in play, but also leads over to Aiden Ames getting the block.
Deja vu, Reagan Rutherford.
Look at where this ball drops from the block. It drops on the Longhorn. That just shows you Aiden Ames and Reagan Rutherford are pointing their hands to the middle of the court. That eliminates any chance of being tooled.
A 3-0 start for the Longhorns as the Trojans finally able to sneak one in at the net. And again, Madison Peach, they'll look for a big outing out of the redshirt sophomore.
Huge kill from Peach. She had great vision and decision making, seeing that Aiden Ames was rarely off the net, went right into her hands, got the kill.
In serve from Tyra Ariel, you see the evidence of one of those ACL surgeries. Well, back set over to Rutherford. Won that title at Kentucky back in 2021 with the two Skinner sisters. Reunites with Maddie this year.
The bench is loving that kill from Reagan Rutherford. Texas trying to grab the momentum early this set.
Back to the service of Kayla Akana. She finds Batenhorst. And it is just wide into the bench of USC from Skinner.
We talk about how good USC's block is this season. They didn't get a touch from Skinner, but they were forcing her to go out. They did a good job of taking away the line, taking away that sharp cross. And the block, even if it doesn't touch the ball, it can still affect the hitter.
We remind you, USC is without Jaden Livings for the rest of the year, the standout freshman from Dallas. They so far have been without Leah Ford here in the NCAA postseason as well. It's been a game-time decision each of the past two matches as Skinner able to put that one away.
able to put away from that perfect set from Carlson. Carlson does such a good job at keeping her shoulders facing front, not letting the defense across to know where she's going to set the ball.
When she wasn't filming commercials, Maddie got to watch her sister play some volleyball over in Paris. Service error from the Longhorns.
7 service errors so far tonight for Texas, and if they can clean that up, that's going to make the set a lot different for them momentum-wise.
And they had 7 the entire match against A&M Corporate. Product out of San Diego. Really finding her voice on this team right now. They're enjoying her serve. Finds Akana. Wennis goes to the back row. Gosnell keeps it alive. Batenhorst. Back row, Skinner. No pancake from Trubin. It's down from Maddie Skinner.
Skinner did a good job not trying to get fancy with that hit. She was set the ball from over her left shoulder. That's extremely awkward to hit, especially when you're back row. She decided to take some off and went with the roll.
Trojans hanging on to a 1-point lead. Down 1-0. Off the tape. I don't believe it touched any Trojans. It did not. An error on Texas on the swing from Rutherford.
Watch how high Tuaninga throws this ball for her to serve. And think of how hard it is to time it when you hit it.
She had some beautiful serves yesterday, and she's going to continue her service. Aerial again.
And watch where Tuaninga lands also. She's landing in the court. She's literally doing a full approach as if she's a hitter at the service line.
Cleared for takeoff once again. Wennis looking for a vulnerable spot on the back row. Couldn't find one. Trojans whip it long. No touch. Let's see if USC considers challenging this. Brad Keller's asking his front row, was there a touch? And they're honest. They say, we don't think so. Saving their head coach one of his 2 challenges. Let's see if either side can find a rhythm on this rally. Sloppy, but the point falls to USC.
Not even sure what was happening mid-play in that rally. Both teams just really out of system. Jarrett Elliott not liking what he saw earlier in that play. Would love to know what he's saying.
Carlson goes back to Rutherford. Texas took the first set 26-24 after trailing the bulk of that opener. Just a modest deficit here in set 2. Halter with the serve. Receive from Trubent. They'll deny Ariel with the double block. Skinner and Ames. One more to get it back over. Skinner. I think USC thought there might have been a lift. Right place, right time, into the block. Access denied. It's Ariel and Famuina.
Famuina is who Brad Keller said is the jack of all trades because she's so good at hitting and blocking. Watch this timing from Reagan Rutherford. I really like also how Ariel makes sure to close in her hands with 4 perfect arms across the net.
Entire Ariel. Go back to the right pin to Rutherford. Texas back within 2.
Rutherford is on fire right now, and she brings that spark off from the bench, so she gives a lot of energy both on the court and to her bench team.
And for years now, Jared Elliott's preferred the vantage point there at the end of that bench. Battle at the net, won by Ames.
Ames once again protecting her side of the net, and she doesn't even expect the ball to drop. I like that she stays in the play, waiting. Any player could have went for it thinking that's in. Tiny adjustment, that would have been a kill.
Akana's mom and sister played volleyball in Hawaii. She and her brother are here at Texas playing volleyball and football respectively. Famina wanted it a little too much. The error gives Texas the lead.
Famina, looks like there might be a touch called from the line judge on the USC side, and that's what it looked like she was trying to do. Often you will think a player is wailing it out of bounds. What they're trying to do is get a barely tiny fingertip touch so that the back row is impossible to run it down. And
they do get the touch call when it's all said and done. No need for a challenge. So it's USC inching up 13-12. Skinner able to drop it in. Real delicate touch. Off-speed delivery from Maddie.
You can't expect to win a match by slowing down Maddie Skinner. You have to do every other part of the match right. Don't hit in the block. Have good serve receive. She's going to have her kills.
Your most outstanding player last year in that championship run. Free ball for Texas. Winnis couldn't put away. Ames able to put the punctuation on that one.
USC giving Winnis the overpass, but then doing it again to Aiden Ames. You gotta forgive yourself for the first one, but you cannot give back-to-back overpasses, especially to the 6'4" middle blocker.
The pride of Katy, Texas with the serve. Batenhorst with the response. Two of the best when it comes to back row attacks. Skinner and Batenhorst on opposite sides of the net right now.
Batenhorst is so good because she has that length. She's lengthy, but she's also athletic. She's figured out what it takes to hit. She's done such a good job at reading the play in front of her and knows where to hit in the seam.
She now moves back to the front. Gonsnell back to serve. After a tight first set yesterday for USC against UT Arlington, they sailed through the next two sets. They knew today would be a bit more of a challenge in the backyard of Bevo. Winnis able to tool the double block. Longhorns the first to 15 in set number 2 with a set already in their back pocket. Their rivals UCLA, whether it be in the Pac-12 or these days in the Big Ten, of course Texas. It's not just here at Gregory Gym. They are breaking attendance records on the road as well as Maddie Skinner and company continue to travel as if they're the Beatles.
And I love the Beatles. And when Texas was at College Station earlier in the season, there was over 9,000 fans. That set the state match of just conference season.
Texas with a slight edge here in set 2. Winnis over the triple block. And a violation on one of them in the net.
I did not see who was in the net. It looks like Anyawu was telling Keller she was not in the net. I didn't see anything move. Looks like USC doesn't really like that call. Not sure, though, if the challenge card's going to be taken.
They're not going to challenge it. Both coaches still have 2 challenges through these first 4 sets, and an ace for Texas.
Must feel good for Rella Benny, this freshman setter, coming in, getting an ace, especially in a postseason match against a team like USC.
Trojans do not want Texas to be able to get hot.
Really strong. One of those losses was against Miami. It was actually a reverse sweep, but Texas figured out the rotation. Skinner's back to 6 rotations. Carlson's running the 5-1, looking a lot more settled.
Benny with the ace a moment ago, prompting the timeout for the Trojans. Batenhorst trying to get USC back on track. Cannot afford going into set 3. Down by 2 sets. Sure, Miami had that reverse sweep. The Trojans do not want to leave it to that. Batenhorst just a dig shy yesterday of a double-double. Hit .324 with 15 kills. Carlson goes to Skinner. She just came floating in from that back row to put it away.
It's hard for defenses to not overcompensate against Skinner, and especially when she's tipping. That's when your front row blockers want to pull off and let the back row get it. Don't reach back and mess up that possible dig.
Trojans back within 2.
Keep feeding Batenhorst right now. She is showing some Skinner of her own with this huge arm swing, and Texas is not able to stop her right now. She's continuing to go for the corner, and the block is not able to do anything about it.
Tuaninga bringing out the oohs and the ahs, and she'll continue the show back on the service line.
It's so hard to pass a hard topspin ball because it's hard to absorb. And you saw Skinner, she's trying to absorb it with her body, but the ball is flying off your chest. You want that ball to go high in the middle of the court. You don't need it on the net.
The 4-year starter looking to pull this one even at 18. Skinner. 19-17 Texas here in set number 2.
Look how Wenis handled that serve receive. She made sure it went up in the middle of the court. She was not worried about putting it on the net for Carlson. Look at this pass right here. That's what you have to do. Keep that topspin serve off the net, allowing Skinner to be utilized from the back row.
Wenis continuing her serve. Texas trying to be the first to 20.
Great
nice
dig.
dig by Trubin. 2017 Texas, 5 points away, perhaps from taking set 2.
What a dig, though, from Truba. It does not get any better than that. But then Skinner still getting the point for her team with that block. Has to be frustrating right here. All-star libero. She's so good at her reads and also absorbing that ball, making sure it stays in the middle.
Batenhorst on the right side, able to beat Skinner and Singletary.
Looks like Singletary made a last-minute decision to pull off the net. That's something she does not do often. Probably will not see it again. She wasn't able to connect with Skinner in time, so decided to pull off last second.
So again, Allie back to serve. We mentioned she'll have a chance to go back to Nebraska to kick off her pro career in Omaha.
I really like the fact that Carlson goes back to Singletary after Singletary was involved in that error. That shows you the trust this setter has with her middle, and that's how you let a young middle gain your trust as well.
She has ignited the sellout crowd here at Gregory Gym, but a service error will give USC its 19th point.
Texas already in the red zone. Again, in volleyball terms, that's when we're at 20 points. Only have 5 more left to end the set. And that's when you really want to make sure you are playing clean. You do not want to miss any serves, especially then.
Carlson. Rutherford blocked. Bamuina, part of that on the left side. Skinner from the left pin, able to come through, 22-19.
It has to be frustrating for the Trojans defense right now. Their block looks set against Skinner. They are making good reads in the back row as well. Again, Skinner is just that player that you can't stop her unless she stops herself in a match.
And Maddie already in double-digit kills. Akana. As Peach, effort dug up by Halter.
Great dig.
Wenis lays out for that dig. Skinner into the double block. Halter can't keep the rally going.
USC staying in the play, making sure that they are keeping that block in. Emma Halter thinking it goes out, but not able to get out in time. USC only down 2 points. This is when you want to go on a run from the service line. To her after Skinner was done, Avery Carlson does such a good job at finding her hitters to give them redemption in real time, no matter the position.
Timeout Trojans. Texas took the first set, 26-24. Right now, 23-20 in frame number 2. Player of the week in the conference, twice player of the week in the SEC as well. Let's serve from Skinner. Tuaninga goes back row to Batenhorst. Wenis at the left pin. Set point Texas in set number 2 as the fans climb back to their feet. The 3-time national champion Maddie Skinner looking to close out this second set. Trojans will deny her the ace.
For the line judge, that hit from Batenhorst literally hitting his foot, but USC having such good digs, especially against Maddie Skinner with Texas. Their offense is just rolling right now.
It is scary for any team. I don't think anybody in this quadrant was interested in seeing Texas as a 3 seed standing in their way.
Yeah, imagine you are hosting a regional in your own building and in walks Texas to play you.
If the seeds hold, they would have to get through Creighton, a 2 seed, and then potentially 3. Now, Texas, though, don't you also play as though it's a must-win third set for you?
But Jared Elliott always says that. That's a good point, Lincoln, is that he says we are playing every match like it's our last, and we are not concerned about what's across the net. We are concerned about our side of the court.
All right, here is Trubin with the serve after the Trojans claim the opening point. Ames denied at the net. Into the block, and for the first time today, we are seeing Leah Ford. Missed all of yesterday, has been a game-time decision these past 2 days here in Austin. She's had a lower body injury, but here back in her home state, she was all freshman team this year in the Big Ten and second team all conference as well. See if she can give them a boost here against Texas. It's a 3-0 start for USC.
This start is exactly what the Trojans need, and this team is no stranger to reverse sweeps in huge matches. They are very calm and collected.
USC started out pretty hot the first 2 sets. It was Leah Ford, part of that double block. They'll go to Batenhorst. Able to tool things on the right side. Reagan Rutherford with the kill.
Rutherford using the block of USC in her favor. And again, Rutherford is left-handed, so she is dropping on the ball to hit that cross shot to make that tool happen. Such a great job at continuing to score in that cross shot. And she is going right now straight for Emma Halter, just like Skinner is going for Trubin. These liberos are just having all the fire from the outsides.
And first team all Big Ten setter Tuaninga with the serve and an ace.
That serve looked like it probably would have been out from Tuaninga, but she serves so fast, it gives you 0 time to decide if it's in or out. All you can do is put your platform out and try and get a good pass.
4th ace overall for USC here tonight. Skinner. What sorcery was that?
Serve receive. That sorcery only started because that was such a good pass from Jenna Wennis. Yes, Skinner got the kill, but Wennis would not have gotten her team out of that rotation from Tuaninga if she wasn't able to handle that topspin serve.
Boy, Skinner looked like she was going fastball, went to changeup. Tuaninga back to the right side. Batenhorst denied by Wennis and Ames. Texas back within a pair.
Wennis is an outside, but she has the hang time of a middle, especially when blocking left of your screen. It looks like she's coming down on the ball, but somehow she's still able to make contact on her way down in the air.
Serve from Skinner, it's long. So USC has doubled Texas here early on. Boy, that first set could have gone either way. But just like the first set yesterday, went extra points for USC. And while they took it from UT Arlington, they fell 26-24 today against Texas, who then took the second set 25-17. Just 1 or 2 points the other way can define a match. Let's serve, carries over. Skinner. Denied by Ford in the middle again. That renewed presence, that middle blocker. But it's Texas able to tool that block. Just incredible how these freshmen like Rella Benny step into these big moments. Her first NCAA tournament. Trojans able to recover. Nice slide, even better block.
Great block by Leah Ford. Number 3 in blocks per set in the Big Ten as a freshman. Number 36 in the Big Ten in total blocks. She's that player to step in and bring a different energy to the match.
She's already been a difference maker in her limited minutes in this set. Here's her serve. Skinner. One more chance to get it over.
Foot dig.
Winnes.
The outsides for Texas are just going off right now. They're not even worried about how the kills look. They're going with the jams, the tips, the deep roll shots, because they are making that decision to use the middle of the court and expose it on the USC side.
And Jenna Winnes, who took over last year when Texas had to hit the road in the NCAA tournament to Stanford. Batenhorst off the tape. It's long. Does not take a Texas touch. Point Longhorns.
Notice how Emma Halter chased that ball and stopped at the line. She didn't just bet it was going out. She made sure to get there, so she knew for sure not to touch that ball.
Jared Elliott barking out the service instructions to Avery Carlson. Free ball for USC, hanging on to a 1-point lead. Famuina able to find some space down the line.
Perfect shot by Famuina. Again, not the most aggressive hit, but it was the smart hit. Took a little bit off of it, lifted her thumb, dropped the pinky, and deep rolled it right to that corner.
Mentioned she's a former opposite when she was recruited to campus. Found a home at right side. That's allowed them to recruit some talented opposites coming in next year. Really give this program room for growth for the next few years. Winnes into the triple block, off the antenna, out off of USC.
We talked about how confident Winnes is against a block, but when you are hitting in the hands of a triple block and still scoring, you know exactly what you're doing when it comes to tooling a team.
Texas yesterday improved to 37-0 all time in their first round appearances. Batenhorst, a dart. Halter keeps it alive with a dig. Skinner. Batenhorst finds some fingertips. Ball dies down in front of Carlson.
Batenhorst with her 11th kill of the match, leading the Trojans offensively, and again, being utilized from the back row by Tuaninga.
Yeah, she's finding those 11 kills through quantity, 35 attacks, hitting 171. Both Skinner and Winnes in double-digit kills for Texas. Singletary with her fourth, able to put that one to bed.
It's all power from Singletary. Jared Elliott said she has the $1 million arm. But for Trubin, the USC libero, she is making the right reads, right to your screen. It's just too hard of a hit from Texas.
It's the opposing libero, Emma Halter, with the serve. Batenhorst at the left pin, it's in, also got a touch. Either way, Trojan point.
Trojans building a lead, finding that momentum offensively right now. Again, they cannot worry about the kills from Texas. As long as the effort for the digs are there, they are going to win through offense themselves.
Mentioned both these coaches and their staffs had to write up a whole lot of new scouting reports this year and new conferences in the Big Ten and the SEC. Skinner sends that one wide. No, they'll give her a touch. Point Texas.
Well, Skinner sees who's blocking right in front of her. That's Mia Tuaninga, the 5'9" setter, running the front row, running the 5'1". That means that there's kind of a hole down the line, and Skinner went for her hands.
16th kill for Maddie. Again, the dummy from forward. Batenhorst denied. Texas not biting. And we are level in the third set. 10 points apiece.
Aiden Ames, her 7th block of the match, and it's not about to be tooled. She's making sure that her hands are facing the middle of the court.
And only Batenhorst probably could have handled that ball at 6'5", just a touch behind her, able to adapt.
And Batenhorst has that reach and that decision-making hang time. She's in the air long enough to look literally through the net and decide where to put the ball.
Tuaninga. Serve receive from Akina. Skinner from the left side. Souvenir ball, Texas point.
Texas getting out of that rotation where Mia Tuaninga has this mean top spin serve through service eve. Defense turning to offense to Skinner. All you need is confidence.
Yeah, I think Jared Elliott just said, do an ace on this one. She's 2 digs shy of a double-double for the 8th time on the year. Finds Batenhorst. Tuaninga just able to do her best there. Punches it over. Wenis. Great stab by Trubin. Back row from Skinner. It's in.
Another massive back row attack from Skinner, and Trubin has such a great dig keeping the play alive. But your defense can only do so much when Maddie Skinner decides to turn it on.
Batenhorst aims, able to send it back over on the block. They'll go back to Batenhorst for good reason.
Perfect cut shot from Batenhorst. The ball dropping in front of that 10-foot line. She's dropping her thumb and literally cutting like a knife that ball, making sure it drops right in front of Emma Halter. Wide of your screen, there is no way this libero was getting a touch on that ball. It was just too placed good.
Allie has 14 kills. That's 10 more than her nearest teammate. And she responds with an ace of her own.
You see on both sides what happens when a hitter has a huge kill. It also gives them that confidence at the service line.
If you read lips, you saw 1 point at a time. And a service error after the ace. Nice job by Akana and Skinner knowing exactly where they were on that back row.
And when the Gregory gym gets really loud right now, you have to be over-communicative. Make sure you are talking before each serve, letting each other know who has the seam.
Everybody on top of the action, not a bad seat in the house. Benny with the serve. Again, back to Batenhorst. No surprise there. Wenis powers it into the block. It hits off the antenna. Point Texas.
Nice dig by Benny, getting in on the action defensively, and I really like that Jenna Wenis did not revert, I like that expression, to the tip of the roll. She stayed aggressive again when they hit. Oh, okay, Jordan Bird leading the way, I get it. But Singletary is going for the kill. She doesn't care if it's a roll or a tip. When she tips, it's going to drop in the middle.
You're ignoring Ella Swindle's fanny pack?
You got to keep your hands warm.
Again, Ford making her NCAA tournament debut here in the 3rd set of the 2nd round for USC. But they'll go to Batenhorst. It's long. Everything going the way of the Burnt Orange here in set number 3 now.
USC was only 2 points away just a moment ago. Now Brad Keller trying to stop the bleeding with the challenge card. Jarrett Elliott. He loves getting the crowd involved, especially when it's this close to the end of a match for his team, hoping to move on to the regional semifinals.
Tuaninga. Ford will send it over. Akana. Skinner from the back row. Boy, everybody knows what's coming, but finding an answer, not easy.
19 kills for Maddie Skinner. Again, only a 3-set match. She almost has a full set under her belt alone.
Final timeout of the set available to USC, and they'll burn it here.
I really did not have a guess for who would win this match, but I did not think for one.
Soak it in, win or lose. This is the last match for Texas in Austin at Gregory Gym this year. Tuaninga, Ifamwina denied. Blocked by Singletary. Will Skinner get it back? They'll go to Singletary. Skinner will just punch it to the back row to Trubin. Akana keeps this rally going. A little miscommunication. Texas able to overcome it. And in the end, the Trojans find that 14th point. What a rally and a much-needed point for USC.
Peach is so good at going down the line, and she's a lefty, so the cross court is wide open to her. But she moves her shoulders so quickly that you would think playing against her, she's going cross and somehow ends up in your face line.
Here's Megan Verbees, the junior. Trying to mount to come back here, down by 5. Gets the dig, free ball, battle the net. Singletary prevailing there.
USC refusing to let this match be over, doing everything they can to get Texas out of system. Again, Brad Keller said our specialty is playing fast and controlling the ball. Batenhorst is absolutely bringing the energy right now. She's smiling. She's getting her team pumped up. She's getting kills, 16 of the night. And again, beating out Aiden Ames and Emma Halter.
Free ball from Skinner, put away by Ariel.
This is the USC team we talked about, who reverse swept Oregon and Michigan. They are okay being in a bad situation, down 2 sets. They are going to push it to the 3rd.
Can move on. Trojans looking to continue the fight. Still with a little room to work with here on the road. Can they force a 4th set? Skinner, 21st kill for Maddie. With 10 digs. And I think the fans are done sitting. They're not going to wait till match point. Akana trying to bring this one home. And it's long from the senior.
Texas with 8 service errors of the night, but they are doing everything else right, hitting 324, have almost 40 digs, and right now Akana's that player that she's hoping serve to me. I'm going to get this 3-option pass. And what a server to go up against right now in Tuaninga.
All right. They have packed Gregory Gym all year long to cheer on the 2-time defending national champions. They are looking to send them up north, 4 wins away perhaps from becoming the 2nd program ever to win 3 straight.